Namaste Bitia. Myself JVN Dr. Ritu Sharma, Assistant Professor, Department of Gynae of Faculty of Homeopathic Science, Jyoti Vidyapeeth Women's University. Today's session is pelvis. Now start the pelvis. Pelvis, from the obstetrical standpoint, it is useful to consider the body pelvis as a whole rather than separately. For descriptive purpose, an articulated pelvis is composed of four bones, two inno- innominate bones, and next two is sacrum and coccyx. These are united together by four joints, two sacroiliac joint and other sacrococcygeal joint and symphysis pubis. There are four joints of the pelvis. The pelvis is anatomically divided into a false pelvis and a true pelvis. The boundary line being the brim of the pelvis, the body landmark on the brim of the pelvis from anterior to posterior on each side. That is upper border of symphysis pubis, pubic crest, pubic tubercle, the pectineal line, iliopubic eminence, and iliopectineal line, sacroiliac articulation, anterior border of ala of sacrum and sacral promontory. There are the pelvis. Inner part is called true pelvis and outer the false pelvis. The bony landmark on the brim pelvis separating the true pelvis from the false pelvis. First is show symphysis pubis, that is marking of the pelvis. First is show symphysis pubis, second pubic crest, third pubic tubercle, fourth pectineal line, fifth is iliopubic emission, sixth is iliopectineal line, seventh is sacroiliac articulation, eighth is anterior border of ala of sacrum, and ninth is sacral promontory. These are diagram of pelvis. The false pelvis. The false pelvis is formed by the iliac portion of the innominate bones and is limited above by the iliac crest. It has got little obstetric significance except that its measurement can to a certain extent predict the size and configuration of the true pelvis. Its only obstetric function is the support the enlarged uterus during pregnancy. Its boundaries are posteriorly lumbar vertebra, laterally iliac fossa, and anterior abdominal wall. There are the boundaries of the pelvis, false pelvis and true pelvis. This part of the pelvis is chiefly of concern to the obstetrician as it forms the canal through which the fetus has to pass. It is shallow in front, formed by symphysis pubis and measurement 4 cm and deep posteriorly, formed by sacrum and coccyx and measures 11.5 cm. For descriptive purpose, it is divided into three parts. First is inlet, second is cavity, and third is outlet. Now inlet. As in inlet is the brim of pelvis, the circumference inlet is formed by bony landmark and mentioned previously. Shape, it is almost round, gynecoid, that is round shape, with the anterior posterior diameter being the shortest. Other different shapes of the inlet are anthropoid, android, and platyploid. Plan, it is an imaginary flat surface bounded by bony points mentioned as those of brim. It is not strictly a mathematical plan and is therefore often referred to as superior tract. Inclination, in the erect position, the pelvis is tilted forward. As such, the plane of the inlet marks an angle of about 55 degrees with the horizontal and is called angle of inclination. Another way of measuring the inclination radiographically is to take angle between plane of the inlet and front of the body of the fifth lumbar vertebra L5 the angle is normally about 135 centimeter. When the angle of inclination is increased due to sacralization of fifth lumbar vertebra is called high inclination, and high inclination has got obstetric significance. First is there is delay in engagement because of uterine axis fail to coincide with that of inlet. And now second, it favors occipito-posterior position. Now third, there is difficulty in descent of head due to long birth canal and flat sacrum interfering with internal rotation. The angle of inclination may be lessened in cases of lumbarization of first piece of sacral vertebra and is called low inclination. It has got no obstetric significance. It actually facilitates early engagement. Sacral angle. It is the angle formed by the true conjugate with first piece of sacrum. Normally, it greater than 90 degree. A sacral angle of lesser degree suggests furling of the axis. It is a mid-perpendicular line drawn to the plane of the inlet. Its direction is downward and backward. When extended, the line passes through the umbilicus to coccyx. It is important that the uterine axis should coincide with the axis of the inlet so that the force of the uterine contraction will be spread in the right direction to force the fetus to pass through the brim. Cavity. Cavity is the segment of the pelvis bounded above by the inlet and below the plane of least pelvic dimensions. Shape. It is round shape plane. The plane extends from the midpoint of posterior surface of symphysis pubis to junction of second and third sacral vertebra S2 and S3. It is called plane of greatest pelvic dimension. It is the most roomy plane of the pelvis and is almost round in shape. Axis. It is the mid-perpendicular line drawn to the plane of the cavity. Its direction is almost downward. Diameters. Anterior-posterior. It measures from the midpoint of posterior surface of symphysis pubis to junction of second and third sacral vertebra. Now transverse. It cannot precisely measure as the point lie over the soft tissue covering the sacro-sciatic notches and obturator foramina. Outlet. Obstetrical outlet. It is the segment of pelvis bounded above by the plane of least pelvic dimensions and below the anatomical outlet. Its anterior wall is deficient at the pubic arch. Its lateral wall are formed by ischial bone and the posterior wall includes whole of coccyx. Shape. It is anterior-posteriorly oval and plane. The plane is otherwise known as plane of least pelvic dimension or narrow pelvic plane. The plane extends from the lower border of symphysis pubis to the tip of the ischial spine and posteriorly by the mid to the tip of the fifth sacral vertebra. Diameters. There are transverse diameters. It is the distance between the tip of two ischial spine and anterior posterior. It extends from the anterior border of the symphysis pubis to the tip of sacrum. Posterior sagittal. It is distance between the tip of the sacrum and midpoint of spinous diameter. There are diagram of the A boundary anatomical outlet and its measurement. There are the outlet of pubis and B showing false pelvis and true pelvis and brim of pelvis, and she dummy pelvis is showing outlet of the pelvis. This session is powered by digital version 2.0 Jyoti Vidyapeeth Women's University. I hope you are satisfied with my digital session. If you have any query, please mention in comment box. I will resolve it. Thank you.